Today's video is going to be about how to buy a property step by step in Ontario. Hi guys, my name is Raman Gill. I'm your local real estate broker. So today I want to talk to you guys about how to buy a property in Ontario. I'm going to walk you through this process step by step. This is going to be an approach for beginners and people who are looking to get started. So first thing I would recommend is you get started with a mortgage pre-approval. I would recommend that you talk to a mortgage broker, whether you want to go into a bank or you want to reach out to me and have somebody referred. They can help assess the situation. They can help you find out how to finance the purchase. You do need some basic things. For example, you want to make sure you have a job, you have a down payment, you have a decent credit score and credit history, and those things can help you get started. Even if you don't have the greatest income or you don't have the greatest credit, don't let that deter you. There are options. There are lenders who are willing to work with people with less desirable credit scores, incomes, and situations. So if you do have a problem, we may have a solution for you. So after you do have the mortgage pre-approval, you know how much property you can afford. The next step is to get in touch with a real estate professional. I would recommend you reach out to myself. Give me a call, 647-981-2013, or check out my website and sign up there. And from there, we start searching for the right property for you. You can also look online yourself, and if you see something you like, feel free to send it my way. And then we want to work within the price range you've been pre-approved for. A mistake a lot of first-time buyers make is that they start looking at properties outside of their price range, and they start thinking sellers might be willing to negotiate and come down to their price range. That's a big mistake, and I would not recommend this because you're being unrealistic and you're setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. And once you start seeing properties outside of your price range which you can afford, looking at the ones within your budget that you can afford start becoming a lot less attractive because they don't have all the features and benefits as those more expensive properties. So that's something I would recommend never to do. So then once we start looking for the property, let's say now we find the property that you like, you want to prepare an offer on it. We want to negotiate the price with the seller or the seller's agent. That's something that myself and my team can do for you. Once we come to an agreement on price and terms, the offer can either be one, it can be conditional, or two, it can be firm. So for example, if the offer is conditional, that means we can have conditions in there. For example, we can put a condition of financing where maybe you take a week to arrange the funds with your mortgage broker, or we put a condition of a home inspection where we inspect the property and make sure everything's good. And then based on that, we decide whether to remove the conditions and firm it up and pursue the purchase, or we decide whether to walk away. So the conditional period is very good, and I would recommend it for first-time buyers as it protects you and it gives you time to be certain that the property you are buying is right for you and you have the money and everything's okay with the property. So sometimes in a more competitive market, you may need to go with a firm offer. A firm offer means that there is no conditions on the offer. It's firm, and if the seller accepts it, then you are bound to that agreement, and usually within 24 hours of acceptance, we have to drop off the deposit check, whichever amount that may be agreed to. That could be 5, 10, 20,000 upwards dollars, and that's within 24 hours of acceptance. So once the conditions are waived, or let's say it's a firm offer, a few weeks before closing date, there will be a title search. A title search is something that the lawyer does, and this is where you want to have a good lawyer for your closing. Whether you have somebody or you need me to recommend someone, feel free to let me know. I can definitely guide you in the right direction. During the title search, this is when the lawyer makes sure that the title of the property is free and clear. There's no liens on it. Nobody else has an interest in the property. The seller doesn't owe anyone any money that they haven't paid. For example, there's lots of different things. That could be a whole nother video just on liens, but we won't get into all that detail today. Long story short, the lawyer is just going to make sure that the property is free and clear, and if there are liens, those would need to be cleared by the seller before closing. And then when closing date comes, you want to make sure that you have a mortgage commitment from your lender. And in the event you are financing the purchase, if you're buying the property cash, this is irrelevant and you don't need it. And the mortgage commitment basically is just a letter from your lender saying, hey, we'll give you the funds on closing date. Just, they have a few conditions. For example, you can't lose your job, you can't change your job. Maybe you got to provide them with a few recent pay stubs. The conditions vary, but it's usually items along those lines. And then when closing day comes, the lender will release the funds to the lawyer, and then the lawyer will pay the seller's lawyer, who will either clear out the seller's existing mortgage and then pay the balance of the funds to the seller. If there is no mortgage, then just the transfer of funds will occur. The lawyers are paid out, the commissions are paid out, any taxes owing are paid out, any other liens, let's say could be paid out as well. And then once the transfer of funds exchanges, that's when you have successfully closed on your property. Then the lawyer registers title, your name comes onto title of the property and you own it. And then at this time you want to make sure you switch all the utilities and everything to your name, such as heating, electric, gas, hydro, water, cable, internet, anything you might need. You want to have it on your name so that upon closing the utilities are running, you're being billed correctly, and so on. And that right there basically is a step-by-step approach on how to purchase a property in Canada. If you feel that there is something I may have missed, feel free to contact me. And if you're ready to make that leap into property ownership, feel free to get in touch with me today, 647-981-2013. Feel free to sign up on my website, like, subscribe, share, and thank you for watching.